Our Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. As usual, we have this phone number up there that you can call, and then there it is. Also, you can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. Whichever way you would like to take part in the program, we hope that you will do so either by mail, email, mail, no, well, not mail. That would be, well, you can send us mail, but it's probably going to be slow. By email or by phone. Take your pick. I need to correct something that I said last night that was not true. I didn't know it was not true at the time, but now I know it was not true. So I need to correct it, and I'll do that in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Good evening.
Just want to say to everybody, I hope they have a nice weekend. Remember to check on your older family members. Make sure they have plenty of water. Make sure they're keep cooling. Check on your pets outside. Make sure you change their water. Have them in a cool shade or bring them in the house for a couple of minutes. For about an hour or two to cool off. And always be responsible to the elderly.
Absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that, and I hope everybody will remember that.
And to the driver who wrecked to number one last week, you're going to get your upcoming this race, buddy.
Oh, now here come the threats. Now, we need to mention that Star News, neither I personally nor Star News endorses any threats of any sort of recrimination against any sports personality or anyone, and certainly against any race car driver. So we've done the disclaimer now, so go ahead.
I just said he's going to get his upcoming. Nothing
Right.
personal.
I understand that. I understand. I just want to make sure they know that we are not doing it. You're doing it.
Okay, I understand, but most likely it wasn't fair. He should have braced him fair, but now he want trouble. You ask for trouble, you get trouble. You know what I mean, sir.
There's going to be trouble in the corn out there in Iowa. Trouble is coming to the cornfield.
Oh yeah, but if you don't get it there, he'll get it.
Well, maybe in Sonoma or somewhere else. Well, not Sonoma.
Yes,
They're going back to Sonoma. But anyway, we understand. I think we get the message.
Yes, sir. I was hoping for to see a watermelon bust again, but didn't get to see it. But another one's coming, hopefully.
Maybe this time, this might be the week for a watermelon to go down. We'll see.
Yes, sir. Everybody have a good weekend. To my friend that comes down and ate with me, you have a good weekend, my friend. Y'all have a good one, Mr. Ken.
Thank you. And you too.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Okay, there's that. Last night, the topic of Donald Trump flying on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane back in the day came up, and I said that I read a story that said Jeffrey Epstein had sold that plane before Donald Trump flew on it, but that was not true. That was my error. So it's my official correction. When Mr. Trump, then Mr. Trump, now President Trump, took those flights on that plane, it was still owned by Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of people apparently had some flights with Mr. Epstein, including Donald Trump. I think Bill Clinton may have had more interesting flights, though. According to the records, former President Clinton flew to Siberia and Morocco on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. Why were they flying to Siberia and Morocco? I don't know. The flight logs don't show that. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure I correct my erroneous statements from last night. So there. We have, let's see, who have we not heard from? We haven't heard from, for the race this weekend, haven't heard from Mr. Leaksville or, oh wait, hang on. Looks like we have heard from Mr. Leaksville and from Mr. Draper. Mr. Draper says, Ken, I want Ryan Blaney this Sunday. Oh, and then it says, please don't announce it until the end of... I'm sorry, I already messed that one up. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing, again?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. You didn't know why they went to those places in Clinton?
Why I went to Siberia? No, I didn't. I didn't know. Can you tell me?
I heard that they were looking for some cigars for Monica, but I'm not certain about it.
Cigars. Okay. Yeah, well, that would explain it. But they didn't include that information in the flight records, though.
Right. What do you think about Mr. Bove being appointed last night or voted in last night by the Senate? What do you think about that call?
Well, I think that's what the Republican Party does right now, except for, was it Murkowski and Collins who voted against him? They go along with President Trump's picks, and Emil Bove was the pick, so now he's a federal judge for life. I hope, here's what I hope the stuff that people are saying about Emil Bove is not true, because what they're saying about him is not good, and not the kind of stuff you would want from a judge. So I hope that didn't actually happen.
Well, I don't know if you were aware of his testimony before Congress with Adam Schiff. I mean, he just blatantly lied during that testimony, you know.
And what lie was that?
Well, when he told the courts that they could just help themselves, and but during this confirmation hearing, or hearing, or whatever it was, Schiff asked him several times, "You did not say that," and he kept saying, "Couldn't recall saying that." And he basically said it. I mean, he saw they put it on TV before, that he did say it and showed him saying it. So, I think he just lied to Congress on that one. And, that used to be a bad thing, but I don't guess it is anymore.
Well, if he said he didn't recall saying it, then he didn't really technically lie.
Yeah.
If he didn't deny saying it, he just said he couldn't recall saying it. So, I mean, what are we going to say? We're talking about Washington, D.C. We're talking about political appointments and political operatives. And no, they're not honest people. They're not, and I'm sorry, but they're not. So that's what we have.
All right. Now, how about these U.S. attorneys that's supposed to be working for 120 days, and then they either stay or not, and the judges vote to either keep them or not. And what's her name? Oh Lord, I can't even think of the lady's name.
What did she do?
Habba.
Oh, Alina Habba. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she just decided to be, the assistant, and she just ends up being gets the job permanently, And she's not the only one, Ken. It's 5 of them nationwide that's doing the same deal. And if the judges vote not to keep them, how can they continue to keep their job?
Well, they're not supposed to under the law. So
right.
What can we say about that? It's illegal. And
right.
unless the courts take some steps to say this is a violation of the law, this has to be corrected, then there we are. But someone has to appeal to the courts, and someone has to get the law enforced. We can talk about it all day, but right now it's going to stand unless somebody does something.
Well, that's one way of stacking the courts in your favor, really illegally, like you say, unless somebody does contest it. But situations like that Trump's done away pretty much with the Senate. There's no checks and balances anymore, And now he's doing the court system the very same way. The college is the same way. I mean, he's even getting into the entertainment programs too, like Kathleen Covert's show, you know. And it's a never-ending thing, man. And pretty soon, we're going to wake up one morning and not have any rights at all. And I just wish people would wake up and see what's going on before their eyes before it's too late.
Well, it's a question of what the voters are willing to allow. If enough voters feel strongly about that as you obviously do, then they will change the leadership in Congress, and then Congress will change the way things work. But it's up to the voters. If the majority of the voters think this is okay and let's just let this be, then that's how it'll be. I mean, what it comes down to, you can talk about the Constitution and we can talk about federal officials and their responsibilities all day long. The responsibility lies with the voters.
That's
and
true.
That's the end of it.
That's exactly right, Ken. But I will say this much. You know, if the Republicans keep the House and the Senate after this 2026 election, we can kiss this democracy goodbye, in my opinion. You know, I hope it don't go that way, but the way they're going with, you know, doing whatever they want to do, and Congress just sits back and say, yeah, that sounds good. I mean, look at Tom Tillis. He voted for this guy last night, too, you know, so... I mean, he's on his way out. Why wouldn't he stand up and do the right thing?
Well, maybe he thought he was doing the right thing.
Well, evidently so. That's right. All right, Ken. Have a great weekend, man, and enjoy your show.
Well, thanks for calling. It's good to hear from you. Phone line is open. There's the number. The email address is up there, keneccleslive@gmail.com. Well, I've already messed up Mr. Draper's. Just pretend I didn't say that, because he says he doesn't want that announced till the end of the show. Next time, put the part that says don't announce this until the end of the show first. So I'll read that first before I blurt out the pick. Mr. Leaksville also is here. And let's see, what's Mr. Leaksville going to do? Hello, Mr. Leaksville, give me the number 24 this week. So let's see. Mr. Leaksville has the 24. And if you could participate, who would you pick? Have a great weekend. Well, thank you, Mr. Leaksville. If I could participate, I would pick the 12 if I could participate. So perhaps that can be a guideline for some of you to avoid picking the 12. That is the knowledge that I would pick the 12. So you can make what you will of that. Let's see. This one says, Ken, I heard that they passed a budget in Raleigh. I know that they have trouble passing budgets in Raleigh these days, even though they're supposed to do it by July 1st. So they passed a budget today, is that right? Well, yes and no. They didn't really they passed a budget in Raleigh, but they didn't pass a budget in Raleigh. They're calling it, what are they calling it? I think they're calling it a mini budget. What the General Assembly was able to pass, it's a mini budget that spends, it's $1 billion and some dollars. I don't know exactly how much it is. Basically, according to the General Assembly, it takes care of immediate necessities like education funding and that sort of thing. But as far as passing an actual entire budget, no, they have not done that yet. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken.
Hey.
I guess y'all have heard about that incident in Danville today with one of our city councilmen.
The attack, you mean?
No, well, yeah, you might call it attack. A young man threw gas on one of our city councilmen, set him on fire.
Yeah.
Well, if the truth of the matter is, if a city councilman had behaved himself like a citizen he's supposed to be, he wouldn't have provoked this young man to do what he did. And it's a terrible tragedy for both parties, because this man, city councilman, Lee Vogler, is married and has 2 children, and he should have been messing with another man's wife.
So that was I'm learning a lot of
that was the motive behind it, the whole thing, and it was a daggone tragedy both ways, and it's a loss for both families. It most certainly is. It is a terrible thing, but I look at it, and most of the guys that I've talked to said we all agree. Lee Vogler had not done what he did and stood up like a citizen he's supposed to be, this would have never taken place.
What is his condition?
He's in Chapel Hill at the burn center down there, and he's been taken care of down there by doctors in that burn center. He's probably like most of us who've been in that burn center down there. They'll take good care of you. They'll do what they need to do to him, because I've been in there myself with 75% of my body was burnt. 3rd-degree burns. So I know about how it is. But I'm just thinking, what a tragedy. This man, if he had done what he was supposed to do, leave this man's wife alone, acted like the married man he is with 2 children, this wouldn't have never taken place and provoked that young man to do what he did.
Well, as you say, it's a tragedy on all sides.
It most certainly is, and I feel sorry for everyone. I most certainly do. I think it's just a terrible thing, but I place myself in that guy's position. If you'd have left my wife alone, buddy, this would have never taken place. I would have never done this. That's terrible, isn't it?
Well, it is, and we certainly will pray for him and his recovery.
Well, he's in jail. He'll be fine. It's just the fact that this should have never taken place. If one gentleman calls himself a leader and a city councilman is supposed to be setting an example for everyone else in this city, had done what he was supposed to do, this would have never taken place. That's the way I look at it. That's my opinion of it anyway. But thank you for your time.
Well, thank you. Thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. And we should, again, pray for both of them, for everybody involved in that situation. It is a tragedy in every direction and on every level. Phone line is open right now at that phone number. Our email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. This emailer says, Ken, I read a little while ago that Donald Trump was going to have $5,000 checks sent to everybody in America as part of the tariff rebate. When is that supposed to happen? Well, that's something that would have to be done. That would have to be done by Congress. There is a bill in Congress, but it's not a $5,000 check. There's a bill in Congress filed by Josh Hawley of Missouri, I think it is. And it's something about the tariff rebate bill, but that bill is a $600, not a $5,000 check, but a $600 check that would be sent to every person under a certain income level. I think for a single person earning up to $75,000 a year and a couple earning up to $150,000 a year, the bill would send $600 to every person in the household. That would be the adults and the children. $600 for everybody who lives in the household. As far as the $5,000 thing, I don't think that ever went anywhere really. So whether the $600 thing will go anywhere or not, of course, that remains to be seen. We're talking about Congress, and you never know what Congress will do. But that is the bill that is in the Senate now from Josh Hawley. So we'll see how that one works out. Emailer says, Ken, this is Captain Midnight. Give me the 24. Well, you already have that, Captain. I think you emailed last night, Captain Midnight, with that. Anyway, Captain Midnight has the 24 in any event. And let's see who's on the phone. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark from Maydan.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's good. Ozzy Osbourne got buried today, didn't he?
I don't know. Don't know. If you say so, then yeah, I guess he did.
Yeah, so I seen on Fox News where it says had people marching down the street behind the in front of the casket thing.
All right.
The
Well,
hearse.
I guess he did then.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot on the news about it, but they said somebody you could see it on the internet today or something. It was live streaming or something.
All right. Well, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I was going to say, well, my mom told me to tell you that I was telling you about they make tomato sandwiches and banana sandwiches and bologna sandwiches at Checkers.
Mm-hmm.
My mom said they make also peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the kids if they want them.
Oh, well, why not just for the kids? I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh yeah. But I didn't know. I didn't even know they made them. But my mom told me that they did.
Okay, sounds like they have a full service sandwich menu. That's good.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, Ken.
Well, thanks for calling, Mark. Good to hear from you. Phone line's open. There's the number up there that you can call. Our email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. Let me remind you about the meeting regarding the Mountain Valley Pipeline that a lady told us about the other night. Somebody else asked me about that. That is on August 12th. It's a Tuesday night, August 12th at 6 o'clock at the Eden City Council Chambers at Eden City Hall. The members of the public will have an opportunity to speak at the meeting. Meeting starts at 6. If you want to be a speaker, you need to be there to sign up at 5:30. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening to you, Ken.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, I got to go down the road a little bit farther. Let's
Okay.
back up to the $600 a man bill going through, I guess, the House of Representatives,
Well,
wherever. Going through Congress.
It's in the Senate right now.
It's in the Senate right now?
Right.
All right, now, let's go down the road a little further. Where does that $600 he's talking about giving me come from?
That comes from the tariff money, from the money that we will pay because of the tariffs.
So, in other words, let's clean it up. It's money that I paid on tariffed items that he wants to give me back.
Right.
Okay. Did anybody else think that one through all the way and how that actually plays?
Well, I don't know. I don't know who thinks what. But yeah, I mean, it explicitly says this will be money that is collected through the tariffs. So yeah, we pay the money in, and then we get some of it back. I mean, that's how it works.
Okay, yeah. It's like when you put money in a savings account at the bank. What do they do with that money?
Well, they, invest it. They earn money for themselves, and they pay us a little of it.
Isn't that the same deal with the people who, with regards to your withholding with taxes and stuff, that why leave a whole bunch of money in the federal government's pocket for a year? Why not leave it in your own and pay your taxes later on,
That seems to be a sensible way to do it, yeah.
So long story short, this is just a sneaky way of the government getting my dollar so they can make a nickel on my dollar before they give me my dollar back.
Well, if you want to accuse the government of being sneaky that way, yeah. I mean, well, let's call it what it is. The tariff is a sales tax. We're going to pay this. We're going to pay the sales tax, and then some of us will get a $600 check to cover some of what we paid. It's not complicated.
Maybe I'm the only one in the world that sees that as plain idiocy. I don't know.
Well, I guess that's in the eye of the beholder. But that's what it is.
Okay. All right. Now, please forgive me for this, but I've been laughing about this since your show came on, and I have to point this out.
Okay.
And it's a great example. The other night we spoke about smoke and mirrors and misdirection.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's rewind the tape to your first conversation about the airplane
Right.
that Epstein owned, and that Trump. You had to retract your statement about Trump and when he bought the plane.
I did. Yes.
Immediately upon finishing that first sentence about that, you pivoted to, but let's talk about why did Clinton fly on his plane a couple of times?
Oh, wait a
So when I sat here and I listened to that and I went, he pivoted like a master.
Well, now everybody already knows that Bill Clinton flew on that plane a lot. I mean, that's not breaking news. And
No, I know.
apparently everybody except me knew that Donald Trump flew on that plane a lot. And I acknowledge both of them.
I understand, but what I'm simply pointing out is simple human behavior, and it made me laugh. It really didn't. Don't get upset about this, but here's a perfect example of when our feet get a little warm. We start defending ourselves by going in a sideways direction about something else. And I'm not saying what I'm saying is this is a perfect example for everybody to look at and go, in something this simple, this is how a human being operates. So why would I be surprised at my elected officials when they knowingly do this to take advantage of me? So anyway.
Well, what I was thinking was, and this is what I said. I thought Bill Clinton probably had the more interesting trips because he went to Siberia and Mexico, whereas Trump pretty much only went back and forth between Florida and New York. That was supposed to be a humorous aside. Apparently it failed, but that's what it was supposed to be.
Well, I'm not saying it was not humorous. I'm just saying it's a fascinating bit of human behavior that you were talking about Trump. And in this day and age, if you say something about one politician, everybody immediately pivots to, what about the other guy? It's like his what's the story today is what's her name is giving information to the FBI to investigate Obama's part in the Russian hoax stuff, right? And he's implying that he's broken the law, but again, he can claim presidential immunity, blah, 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 blah. And I say to the world, we all know this. So why would you bother blabbing your mouth all over the creation to say this? Well, it's all designed to misdirect us to what Obama did instead of what Trump is actually doing today. So it's just a great example of it all, Ken. That's all.
Okay, well, listen, and some interesting comments on the human condition.
There you go, sir. That's all it is. For what it's worth, when my feet get warm, I've been known to do the same things.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thanks a lot. Phone line open now. There's the phone number. You can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. And this emailer says, answer the phone. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, thank you. When they say that money would be sent out from the tariffs.
Mm-hmm, that's what they say.
Correct?
That's what they say, yes.
All right. Now, if anyone in the listening audience has paid a tariff
I'd like for them to call in and fill us in on it. Have you paid a tariff?
Probably. I wouldn't have some specific item on the bill that says this is tariff money, but when prices go up, we're paying the tariffs.
Okay, well, I've seen prices go down. I've not seen prices go up.
Well, I'm glad that some prices are going down. I don't think we've seen the effect of the tariffs yet because as was well
you
publicized.
Just said we had. You just said we had, and now you're saying we haven't.
No, I said when prices go up because of tariffs and I pay a higher price and I'm paying tariff. I wasn't referring specifically to these tariffs. I was referring to tariffs in general, which in the past we certainly have paid for. As far as these tariffs, most businesses built up their inventories in the months before the tariffs took effect, and some of the tariffs still haven't taken effect. So we really haven't been buying stuff that was subject to the tariff yet, not very much of it.
Trump has finalized the tariffs worldwide now. 15% for the ones who didn't negotiate, and it's just sent out for that.
All right, well,
And,
that's fine. But the point is, so far, we haven't been buying very much stuff that has been subject to the tariffs.
Well, thank you very much there. We're talking general tariffs, you just said, and that's what I'm talking. Okay. When we import something, say from China,
Okay.
we pay the tariffs on it, correct?
The importer pays the tariffs, yes.
Okay. We, as a nation, ship to the European Union more than any other country in the world, which is made up of 28 countries.
Okay.
Okay. When they buy from us, when they import from us, we export to them. Who pays that tariff? They do.
Well, whoever buys the
Exactly.
goods
I
pays
just
the
said they're
tariff.
buying it. Exactly. I just said they're buying it from us. They got to pay that tariff. That's the money they're being sent back to us. The tariffs they have to pay for importing from us.
That is not necessarily
We pay tariffs on stuff we buy from them.
right.
Right.
The importer.
And they
No,
pay tariffs on
hang
stuff
on a
they
second.
buy from us.
Hang on a second. Let's take this one step at a time. Let's say we buy
It's simple, Ken.
Yes, it is.
Simple.
Oh, yes, it is. So hold on a second. We buy something from, say, China, as you say. It has a 20% tariff on it. The importer, the person who imports that item, pays to the United States government a 20% fee for importing that item.
Are you explaining that to me or to the people listening?
I'm simply going through how tariffs work. So what you
okay,
said.
if people don't know how tariffs work, I guess you need to go through it. Go ahead.
All right. Just hang on. Hang on a second. When we send something to Europe, if there's a 20% tariff on that money, that item that we send to you, the Europeans do not send the 20% to us. That does not come to our country. The European importer pays that 20% to the government of their country. They don't send that money to us.
They send it to our government.
No, they do not. They absolutely do not.
They pay their tariffs when they import. Look, when they import from us, they pay the tariffs that are set on them. When we import from them, we pay the tariffs that's set on them. Simple as that, Ken. They pay the tariffs they import from the United States. Not the American people.
They pay that money to their government. We pay.
So you're saying that the $600 they're sending us back is tariffs that Tom, Dick, and Harry, who own businesses who've imported from countries, have paid.
Exactly.
Lord have mercy. You do a little research, will you? Will you do a little research on that, please?
Sure. I'll do some research, but I'm only going to find out what I've already said.
When the European Union import from the United States, who pays the tariffs? Simple as that. I'll send you an email just a minute on it. Okay. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. Tariffs have been around for a long time, and it's pretty clear how they work. When an importer imports something that has a 20% tariff, the importer pays the 20% to the government that levies the tariff. In this case, it's the United States government that levies the tariff, so the United States government gets the money. If it's the European Union that levies the tariff, then the European Union gets the money. That money is not forwarded back to the nation where the goods originated. And I don't really know any other way to describe that. Phone line is open. There it is up there on your screen. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you if you would like to participate in the program tonight. And here's a caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken, how you tonight?
Good. How are you?
All right, Ken. Look, sometimes we disagree on a subject. Sometimes we agree. But at all times, we never fall out and go ballistic.
Well, nobody's going ballistic.
Yeah, but I tell you what, boy. So I don't know. You know they got anger management classes, but that's all I say on that.
Let's just don't. Let's don't get into that.
But anyway, Ken, you are absolutely correct on this one. Now, when the country overseas, they pay tariffs on the items that they are they receiving. They pay the tariffs to their government, not to us.
Well, that's right. Well, think about it. Just think about this a second. Think about this. Suppose we put a 15% tariff, which we have, on most things that come from the European Union.
Right.
The United States government, the United States Treasury collects that 15% tariff. Then, do you think then that the United States Treasury sends that money to the European Union? Of course they don't. We would be not only taxing our own people with a tariff, then we'd be taxing our own government. If after the government collects the money, it then sends it to the other country, that would make no sense at all. Why would we do that?
That makes no sense at all, Ken.
So
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
But yeah. When these tariffs kick in and all, and we pay on this end, they are not sending that money overseas to where the products come from.
No. No. I mean, why
Our
would we?
government retains it.
We'd be giving China money. If it worked that way, we'd say 20% on Chinese goods. We'll charge 20%, and then we'll give that money to China. Of course, we're not doing that.
Right. And I saw where today he signed an order to where it's a 50% tariff on Brazil.
Right.
So anybody that loves your coffee, you better drink a lot of it now.
Well, we don't know if it's actually going to be a 50% tariff or not.
No.
These things have a way of changing, but most coffee does come from Brazil, so I guess that's worth considering.
Right. And like you say, these things have a way of changing, especially when you're dealing with the taco man.
Well, I'm not going to get into that, but tariffs
All right,
the way
Ken.
they work.
Yeah. Look, I want to take the number. Which one is Bale? Christopher
20.
Bale. Let
20.
me have the number 20, Ken.
Okay, it's in the book.
All right. And Ken, what I was calling about too is this incident with this man from Greensboro in ICE. Now, they are holding him in a detention down in Georgia or somewhere. But the judge had declared he could be released, and the family have put up bail money for him. And so ICE, they were looking forward to driving down, picking them up and everything. And ICE has used a rare law that's on the book that you can appeal bail on a person. They have 10 days to appeal his bail.
Right.
And see, this man has been a citizen. Oh, well, I ain't going to say he has lived over in Greensboro for 10 years, and he was a repairman at a restaurant over there. So he's been productive, and the only law that he has broken since he been here was seat belt infraction. And so I really think it's bad when someone come here to work and not breaking the law, being a productive person, and then ICE gonna snatch them up out of a restaurant, take them down to a detention center, and hold them when a person has a family and being a outstanding person of the community. And I don't think it's right to judge a person whether they can stay here or not according to if they work on one of the predominant golf courses or if they work on a farm of some billionaire or what. If a person should be judged by the same laws and rules according to everybody.
Well,
and so
he's having his process in court, and we will see what the courts do. But I guess what we can say is he is receiving due process under the law.
Yeah, the thing about it is when you have done wrong, then don't try to make it appear right by delaying it. And they using this law to delay due process of the law. And that's the part that I object to. But anyway, thank you, Ken. Enjoy your information and keep doing what's right. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Phone line is open. Numbers on your screen. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Can I just have a quick question? I was trying to I couldn't understand. Could you tell me what the process that the gentleman who called a couple calls ago was saying that the tariff did? The way that the tariff worked? It's just as close as you can get it.
His opinion, as I understood it, is that, for example, if we send something to the European Union that has a 50%, 20% tariff on it, The European Union then collects that tariff and sends the money to us. I believe is the way he was describing the process, but that's not how it works.
Okay, yeah, no. I couldn't understand. So, but I mean, what I'm confused about is we don't set the tariff on the stuff we send to them.
No,
that's what it sounds like you all are saying. That has nothing to do with it. If you got an importer and an exporter, so if we're sending goods to them, they impose the tariff that will be paid when it goes there, and their importers pay that tariff to their government. And what happens with those funds is whatever happens with those funds decided by their government.
That's revenue,
on the other side.
That's revenue for their government.
Correct. On the other side, what we're trying to accomplish, just very fast, because I would love to hear some other callers, but if we set, say, a 25% tariff on something, and the goods cost $100,000, then when they get to us, so let's say we set a 25% tariff on the United Kingdom, they send us a big bunch of ship of socks, and we have a 25% tariff on those socks. It's $100,000 worth of socks. When it gets here, the importer here in the United States has to pay 25% of that. So $25,000 goes to the U.S. Treasury. It goes specifically to the border, not the customs. The U.S. Customs is what it actually goes to.
Yes.
They collect the tariff, and then they pay the United Kingdom the $100,000 that those socks cost. So to the United Kingdom, it doesn't affect them at all money-wise. What it affects is how much now the importer has to charge for those socks now that because he's paid an extra $25,000 for them. So now we have to pay, as buyers, we have to pay the extra cost of what that price of what it costs. The only effect that it has on the United Kingdom is that now it becomes more lucrative for them to manufacture their socks within the United States, or maybe someone in the United States can make a business making socks and sell them cheaper than the United Kingdom can get here.
Okay, what you've said, that's exactly the president's goal. That's the goal of tariff. That's why tariffs exist, to make make imported stuff more expensive, and one would hope then to encourage somebody to make those things in this country so there won't be any tariff on them. And that's the
right.
point
The goal. Exactly. The goal of the tariffs is not money. That's why he's saying these ridiculous amounts, because no one will end up paying these ridiculous amounts. No one can afford it. So, I mean, whether your opinion on the tariffs is yay or nay, whether you think it's a good policy or a bad policy, the policy is based on how the system works, and that's how the system works. That's just it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there it is.
All right. Well, anyways, I'd love to hear more from that. The gentleman's always interesting. I'd love to hear more from him. I guess we'll have to wait till next week's show.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we will.
All right. You have a great evening, Mr. Eccles. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. I mean, remember that was the initial reason for having the tariffs, to bring manufacturing back to this country, by making stuff imported from China and elsewhere, make it cost more, so that American manufactured products will be more competitive in the marketplace. Now, there are a lot of complications and different circumstances that go into tariffs, but at the heart of it, that's why tariffs exist, to protect local industry, to protect domestic industry from foreign competition, and in some cases to make it more likely that domestic industry will develop because it'll be more competitive thanks to the tariffs. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken. This is Briscoe from Huntsville.
Hey, Briscoe.
This discussion about American citizens getting a $600 check,
Yes, sir.
how is the government going to determine the names and addresses of adults and their children in order to forward the checks to them?
Well, all that would come from the IRS. The IRS has all those records.
Well, I was just wondering. I'm sorry to bother you. Thank you
Oh,
for
you
taking
don't
my...
bother me, Briscoe. How's your phone working these days?
Well, it's working good. I haven't
Good.
called you in several weeks, but I'm on my home phone now, bright speed. It's working so far very good.
Excellent.
I don't have any trouble getting calls from people wanting to sell me Medicare, homeowners insurance, vehicle extended warranty, or whatever.
Okay. Well, I hope it keeps working for you.
Thank you very much for taking my call. Good
Thanks
night.
for calling. Good night. And we are just about out of time, and there's an email over here that needs to get read. I can take a look at it. All right. This says chatbot. All right. ChatGPT picks Ryan Blaney. Boy, the 12 is a popular pick this week. ChatGPT takes the 12. So here are the picks for Iowa. Citizen D, the 24. Mr. Leaksville, the 24. Mr. Draper, the 12. Mark, the 20. Mr. NASCAR has the 19. Leon has the 54. ChatGPT has the 12. Liberal has the 20. Captain Midnight, the 24. Lady in Black, the 11. Jack, the 9. Early Bird has the 5. Pretty Man has the 12. Charles from Danville also has the 12. And Mr. Pelham has the 19. So that's who has picked who for the Iowa Corn 350. This emailer says, Ken, of course, the reason for the tariffs is to make foreign stuff more expensive so that U.S. companies will be more competitive in making the things. If the tariffs work, then all this manufacturing will have an incentive to come back to the United States. That's why we have tariffs, and that's what the president is trying to accomplish with tariffs. And I hope he succeeds, and I think he will succeed. What do you think? I think that if the tariffs work as intended, that's exactly what they will do. They'll make the Chinese items cost a bit more, so maybe people would then be more willing to buy an American item because they wouldn't be saving all that much money by buying the Chinese item. And again, if you take it right back to the drawing board, that's what tariffs are supposed to do. Will they do it? We shall see. And that is all the time we have. We're Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Echols.